So good afternoon, everyone. So normally, so the problem is I'm an eye doctor, and I also train new junior doctors. There are not that many eye emergency conditions in the world, but there's only 3. That happens very rarely, but when it happens, it really causes blindness. And because it happens so rarely, it's very hard to train people who don't do it every day. So at the moment, the training process is a PDF document. I'll show you in a minute. It's tedious. People don't read it. It causes delay when you actually have to deal with the situation. People rotate through different trusts, different hospitals, different settings. So it's actually important to train a doctor to know exactly what tool you want, exactly where to get them, how to do the process. So this is what we have at the moment. Right? Every induction, every hospital, this is what you got. You may read it, you may not read it, who knows. There's no guarantee way to prove that you've read it. On the day when the emergency happens, you try and find this, and you try and follow 28 pages of instructions. It causes delay. An injection should happen in 45 minutes, happens in 4 to 6 hours. So what we're aiming to do is try and decrease training costs and actually make it more efficient, improve people actually learning about this process, to then help compliance and increase patient safety, because when the actual situation rises, you can do it very quickly because you know exactly what to do. Through gamification, because that's how we learn as adults, being told what to do, being told to read a PDF, not going to happen, so we're trying to make it more fun. So thanks to these guys, should we demo?
Share the video, I'll share it on.
Got your laptop.
First IT issue of the afternoon. We apologize.
Request access. Top left.
Are you showing it from your laptop?
He's going to put the laptop on, yeah. So we need to go back up here. Yeah, HDMI.
You can do that. So I'm the new trainer, so to give you a little instruction how to do the game. We're going to start. So you can choose a case. In this case, we choose case notes. You read about the history, hopefully. But so it'll give you history, and you say, well, I want to have a look at the photo because it looks bad. What do I think it is? If I choose the wrong diagnosis, the patient now needs a guide dog, so bad. So go back, train again. All right, so you go to the case notes. Let's look at the photo. Got the correct diagnosis. Now you need to choose the correct procedure. So in this case, we want to take a sample, inject. Now, this is what we could achieve this weekend in terms of what we wanted to train the doctor to do. But ideally, we wanted photos of items that you just drag into the box and lay it out onto a table as you would in real life. So if you choose your instruments that you need and lay it out correctly, you can proceed. We'll time you as well. You can see on the clock that is actually working. And if you've got everything right, your patient survives. Get good sights. There it is.
Can I ask, what more do you need to be able to do to actually get it? Or what was your limiting sort of thing about your development of it?
So I thought it was going to be easy just to put a table mimicking real life, but it's harder than I thought. So the tech guys, there was a lot of decision making, yes, no, fail, which I did not realize. So that was their great job this weekend and 24 hours. Very impressive.
Yeah. So the big limitation is we just typed in the success paths, but with every step there's the failure paths, and in actual fact you can come back from a failure, but we tried to look into that. But the more we looked into that, the bigger the problem became, so we had to restrict ourselves.
I think we've also designed a back end that's hidden behind here, JSON data files, so we've spent a little bit of time on that. For me as a non-NHS person, trying to understand from Palin what it really means and then translating that into some usable data. But it's extensible now because that data sits behind the front end.
Good. Any questions from you?
This is another nicely reusable one. I assume if you design the back end well, then presumably you could put a number of other sort of acute or emergency activities which are rarely coming across, but which you need to train people on.
The idea is to simulate, and then we were thinking maybe there. So, for example, if early on there will be death, sudden death, if you answer a very serious question wrong, definitely you fail the game. On the back, where, for example, when you collect instruments, if you collect excessive instrument, that might not be a fail, but it would delay you, so that again affects your time score, kind of thing. We also wanted to do things like, if I'm the college tutor trainer, I have these trainees, they all do the game. If somebody keeps failing at a very vital part, then I need to take them aside and retrain them properly. So as a record for induction training as well. That's the thinking big.